Welcome back to Easy to Spell, where the name is easy to spell, and we did it wrong anyway. I'm your Dungeon Master, Andrew. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic cast of heroes, beginning with...
I'm Will, and I play O'Relton.
And my name's David. I'm playing Kaya Bauer. Let's get to it.
We're going on like 3 years.
don't
We've
know.
almost figured out how to introduce ourselves.
We need more practice.
Yeah, barely. It was... How long ago? It was this last month, right? Yeah.
A month ago,
'cause
yeah.
It was right after my birthday, because I think we started streaming for my birthday.
It's
well,
year
hey,
4 and 5 are most important, right?
we're 4 married white guys. Missing our anniversaries by a month, I think, is perfect.
Already got one to remember, man.
It's just par for the course. Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Easy to Spell. We're currently on our what I've been calling the O'Relton and Kaya campaign. There are returning heroes from campaign 1. They are currently joined by Mike's character, who remind me the name. Why am I forgetting?
Alder, and also does
Alder.
the stream up? Is it?
Yeah, I just refreshed. Mine was frozen. I refreshed. It's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. I don't know what has happening, so
If your stream is frozen, you can't hear me say this, but refresh and you'll be fine. I don't think we've got any big announcements. I just want to, anybody that sees this, we are working on the giveaways that we've been doing. We have those locked in. We know the addresses. We're currently just making sure we have a way to send off the minis without them exploding in transit. If we can do this one time, that's the best way. But we are working on that. We did it say early on in this that we would eventually send them out. It's going to be a minute, but they're very high quality. These are great minis. They're worth the wait.
You got to put so much emphasis on me, man. Like, what the shit? There was so much pressure.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're great.
They're nice. High quality. Yeah, I mean they're not low quality. So yeah, there's that.
They're very nice. They're nice. They're better than it's better than just like a lump of plastic. They're a step up from a lump.
They have detail.
I believe in you, David.
All right.
You're our master craftsman over here at Easy to Spell.
Right. Wherever you go.
Hey, we spelt it wrong. If we mail them wrong, I mean, it's just par for the course. For the actual campaign, last time our heroes fought off some crazy centipede monster in the woods that had been hunting our druid friend Alder. Introduced him to Kai and O'Relton, who were on their way to Korth. You arrived. You making your way into the city. You had some food, getting the lay of the land, taking one step closer to your destiny. I'm just
there it is.
Say that to recover every time I say making your way, because I'm not going to be able to stop saying that. You found yourselves at the Heartforge Seekers, a smithy full of weird, seemingly like unique and creative, but not necessarily useful tools and weapons and items. The proprietor of the shop, Kaya, you recognize as being a fellow branded. You spoke for a while. You offered him your knowledge on how to remove yourself from the queue of sacrifices to this Ithis being, whatever it might be. He turned it down. He said that he wasn't willing to risk what he got in exchange for the brand. News to you that people could willingly enter into this contract. And it is as the three of you step out of this massive forge back onto the streets of Korth at about midday. There's a little bit of bustling traffic amongst the squat stone dwarven architectural buildings in the city. What are you up to?
So how'd it go, Bar?
Well, he said he'd think about it.
Progress.
He also said a few other interesting things. One of which apparently You can enter into a pact willingly. So, and I mean, I don't necessarily mean a pact, but you can be marked willingly. Whether it be for power, information, or other means, I guess.
You heard of selling your soul before, right? The old
Well,
colloquialism.
Right, sure, but you know, I guess it's a little surprising to me. It's not something I've ever thought about. It's always something like, why was I cursed with this? Anyway.
Imagine from your perspective, that's probably the one way to think about it.
The other thing he said is he wasn't interested. He might. He said if he changed his mind, he may come around, but he just. I mean, I guess for lack of a better term, he said he chose his fate, and that's where it ends.
What did he get for that?
So he told me he got knowledge. He was looking for a specific thing, but some of the things he said to me, well, first off, he would like us to find the World Forge. I'm not sure if that's what if you've heard of it or anything like that, but apparently it's Crest's. He was looking specifically for Crest's greatest creation. And he says it's probably at the World Forge, which he also put out another tidbit of information. It kind of looks over at Alder and hesitates for a second. Well, specifically what he said was the forge itself holds a shard.
Now that's a lead. Not that one random dwarf's soul is not elite enough, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, at the moment we've got nothing else to go on, and it's not that much of a lead, because what else do we have to go on other than, hey, it's at the World Forge, let me just skip right over to it wherever the fuck it is.
Just mark it on the map and start walking.
I'm sorry, friend. I'm a little lost in all this. Markings, deals, shards.
Yeah. Aldi, there's a lot that you don't know about.
Let's start with the mark.
Maybe another time.
I mean, we can use all the help we can get at this point, Bauer.
I understand, but you know me, I don't like giving out information right away.
Sure.
No offense, Aldi. It's
No,
not that
I
I
understand.
don't trust you. It's just, well, I don't.
Understood. We're new to each other.
So,
why don't we go grab a room or something and set up a home camp and I'll tell you after a beer or something.
maybe, yeah.
Works for me. Do you mind if I stop into this shop real quick?
Nope.
Shit, let's all take a look.
Just walk into the place that I saw before as we were walking by.
Okay, which I just wrote this down.
The Tilton Topiary.
The Tilton Topiary. The kind of herbology, that naturalist horticulture shop that you walked past with the, vines crawling up the windows outside. Tons of plants just packed inside the building. On the outside, there's all sorts of potted shrubs and flowers, some of which you recognize as alder as being medicinal, others as purely decorative. But you walk in, and there's a young half-elf. He's wearing like a loose linen clothes. He turns like, "Oh, what is up, brothers? Welcome to the Tilden Topiary. What can I do for you today?"
Hello, friend. Just wondering if I could pick your brain a little bit about history of plants and stuff.
We pick plants here, bro, not brains, man. That's like some necromantic bullshit that we don't deal in here, man. I don't care what rumors you've heard. No witchcraft.
Oh, sorry. I'm it's expression where I come from. If I can just ask you a couple of questions.
Right on, we got those too. Yeah. Ask away, man. Well, if it's not about, herbs, medicinal or otherwise, I don't know how much help I'm gonna be, but I'm happy to help out, man.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever heard of an herb or anything like that? Like, I guess.
Yeah.
Like making somebody age quickly, or
Man, like, feel like they age quickly? Yes. Actually age quickly? No, man. Like I said, no witchcraft happens at the Tilden Topiary. We do make some magic, but no witchcraft.
understood. How about anything that maybe somebody's appearance, like their veins show?
Well, I mean, like, there's a couple gnarly combos, man, and if you like whip up a batch of the wrong herb, it's gonna make your veins bulge. I've seen one dude like eyes got all red, like not like red, man. Uh, Dude, poor guy went blind. He's doing fine though. That's beside
Good
the
blind,
point.
he's doing fine.
He's fine. He's enjoyed it, man. Like there's, he says that he cut off one sense and he just became like super in tune with his other senses. Yeah, man, he can hear like a pin drop from a whole like 8 feet away, dude. Like it's wild. It's wild, man.
So
What were we
nothing-
talking about?
Yeah, it doesn't matter so much. It sounds like it's nothing just naturally that you've heard of before making that change. More some
No.
concoctions and stuff.
No, I like, this is more like recreational horticulture and herbalism. Have you thought about talking to the Witch of the Wildwood?
No, I hadn't heard of her.
Yeah, she sounds like she's gonna be more on your beat. She lives in the forest, maybe. I don't know, between like 2 hours and 4 days walk, uh, northwest of here. Uh, a lot of people don't go that way because the whole Nulberundian assassins hiding in the woods that parents tell to scare their kids. I don't believe it at all. Whatever, man. But yeah, no. If you just go, supposedly, if you go into the woods looking for her, you'll find her. That's the deal. But if you're wondering about like dark herbs, man, she's your lady.
I appreciate that. That's very helpful. I mean,
Yeah.
What's your special here?
Oh, special. We've got some dwarven deadlock, dude. That I've got behind it. I've just finished drawing. I can load this shit up for you, and man, it's a ride, man. But like a chill ride. Like we're talking like raft in the open ocean, not canoe on the rocky shores. I'll hook you up for like, I don't know, 5 silver. That should give all 3 of you guys and maybe a couple buddies. It's a good time tonight.
I think I'll pass for now, but I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, cool. No pressure, man. That's yeah, feel free to look around. We've got lots of like traditional herbs if you're looking to make like healing potions. I'm not much of an alchemist myself, and so I like to dabble, but yeah, the last batch did not turn out, man. I'm gonna stick with just the pure goods.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. That's
Do you have anything for like brewery by chance?
for brewing. Sure. We got these. We call them. I call them cascades because like the way the plant moves, it looks like a little green waterfall. Um, but they're these like bitter, flowery bulbs, dude, and it is. But it's just a hop plant. Kyle would know what these are, but it is just like natural hops. Um, he's like, I don't really brew myself, like I said, but they're real pretty. So he points over, and just one wall is covered in these climbing hop vines. Um,
I'm gonna buy a few just to
sure.
stock up.
5 copper pieces. Like I don't really use them; they're just pretty. So if you're just taking those little buds, go for it.
Sweet.
Right. You guys are pretty chill. I like customers like you. What are we doing after this? We hanging?
I'm gonna actually just real quick take a look at other things, see if anything catches my eye that I could potentially mix in. See if
Yeah,
it might.
give me a brewer's skill check.
What did we say that was?
We're gonna go either. We'll say intelligence if you're calling on like your existing knowledge of stuff, but if you're trying to like, if you're just like sniffing around, nature check, but with your proficiency bonus. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll a d20 here because I am not prepared. Not good.
Nope.
6.
Yeah. The hops. Is the 6 what you rolled, or is the 6 including it? What was the?
Including proficiency, that was 6.
Okay, but not a
So
1.
2.
Not a 1.
Not a 1.
For another silver piece, you can pick up some like a random smattering of herbs that you're kind of iffy on. Some of them but that they wouldn't really contribute much on themselves. But if you can find like they're like supplementary plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where would you say is the best place to stay for somebody that's on the outside?
Oh man, there's this really like chill joint. It's kind of on the edge of the city. It's by the gate. It's actually owned by this radical halfling that came here a little while back. What was it called? Something about a shrub. Something shrub. Something shrub, man. But
Something
yeah,
shrub.
it's just like right. It's right over there on the edge of the city. You'll I'm sure you'll find it.
All right. Well, I'm always open to new friends, so we'll probably be over there.
Let's go, man. Let's
Well, don't you have? I mean,
was-
it's midday. Don't you have customers?
You're the first person I've seen in like 3 days, man.
All right.
I've got kind of a reputation for not being like the most helpful or knowledgeable, but no,
If
you're right. I should, just in case, man. It'd be super not cool if like somebody came and just took everything while I was gone. So I don't know. I'll hang out. Dad doesn't
Alright.
trust me with the keys. So
Well, after you're done, feel free.
right on, yeah. Fucking shrub something, man. He just like turns and just like muttering to himself, like, "What was it? I hate it when I forget stuff like that."
I'll just walk out.
I'll follow.
Well, should we head over to the shrub or whatever?
Sorry, I kind of zoned out. He seems to have that kind of effect. What was the shrub thing?
He said it was a place that outsiders stay. The shrub or whatever is what he called it. I'm doubtful that that's the actual name. But
Sure,
you said it's
yeah.
on near the gates.
We'll take a
Sounds like
peek.
you had one too many shrubs.
You're not wrong there.
That's why I stick to alcohol.
Well, okay. So you guys head in the vague direction that the apothecary, the stoner pointed you in. I don't even want, like, not even. Until you get to very close. It was the bustling shrub, and it is a little bit different. This building is very squat, single story, and it has been kind of like carved in a way where it looks like almost like a mound of dirt with a statue of like a shrubbery, like kind of growing out of the top of it, with a big round door on the front, very like classic, leaning into the halfling motif here. The door opens up, and you walk into a dimly lit, not crowded. There's only a couple patrons here. It's kind of mid-afternoon, but hardwood floors with dark hardwood bar. There's two staircases at the back that you see spiraled downwards, and there's a halfling who's standing there, and he also is wearing kind of like a loose-fitting shirt with an apron kind of cinched at his waist. His long red hair is pulled back into a ponytail, and he has a bandana kind of covering his forehead, as he's just kind of flipping through pages on a book that he has in front of him. He's just like, oh, welcome, newcomers. Go on. Can I get you a drink? Food? The kitchen's not open for a few hours for dinner, but we've got
Like rooms, actually, to start with, if we could.
rooms. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
3.
5 silver apiece for the night. If you're staying long term, we can work something out.
I'll slap down a gold. Yeah, we're staying long term.
Right. We can do. Let's see, 3 rooms instead of 5 silver each. We can probably knock that down to 5 silver for every 2 days. So, 7 gold total.
7 gold total.
Yeah. And that'll rooms for the week. That's get you adjoining. Are not too terribly busy. Got a lot of people traveling through recently. What brings you into town?
Business?
Strap.
I'll just
Business? No.
look at Captain Bauer real quick.
Oh, no.
Business?
Yes, just just a matter of curiosity. Let's say. Like I said, not a lot of people coming through. Yeah, rooms, and he pulls out 3 keys. He goes, go down that one, and he points at the staircase that spirals down to the left-hand side. Down 2 floors. That's the only 3 rooms on that floor, so you'll have the whole level to yourself. We do dinner from 6th bell until 10th. These is when our kitchens run, and we're also open for just have a breakfast buffet in the morning.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that.
Yeah, and then a second one about 2 hours after the first.
Perfect.
Second
Sounds
breakfast. All right.
Yell if you need anything else. Otherwise, yeah, room's yours. And you just
Actually, this is typically where travelers stay, right?
often enough. That's
By chance, have you seen and this is, I mean, a long shot here, but have you seen potentially a dragonborn last name
slowly start
Gagar by
pointing at
chance?
Orelton. Gagar.
Melrose, maybe.
Mean lad, one eye.
Yeah, I think.
Is that yeah, David?
I don't know. All I know is his name, and he's a dragonborn.
Yeah, he has one eye, right? Was that? Am I making that up? I feel like we. I feel like we
If you are, it's
He
the
has one
appropriate
eye.
spot to do it.
Look.
He's got one eye.
Yes, he's all one eye. Yeah, red dragonborn, one eye. He feel. I think last time he was here was probably within the week. He
Really?
came through with a couple others, I think. Let me check.
Who are the others?
He pulls out a different book, a ledger. Goes through. Yep, paid through for a full month, but he left. She's still. I haven't seen her today, but she's still checked into the room. I can't, of course, tell you what room that she's in, but if you'd like, I can leave her a note that you're looking for her.
No, thanks.
Okay, it's a-
We're not really looking for acquaintances, more just himself.
leads for. Is it a bounty type deal?
No. No, I don't. I'm looking for him. A friend asked me to meet him. Just typical business things. But no worries.
No. Of course, that's yeah. He was here for a couple nights himself, and he was occasionally bringing people. They would meet and have drinks, and you talk to him, and they'd leave. Sometimes he'd stay. Sometimes he'd go with them. There's the woman that he's been traveling with, elven woman. I'll point her out to you. She comes in later here, and I can. And then she's got two fellas that come and see her kind of frequently. Sorry, the name slipped my mind, but one-eyed dragonborn in general. So you're a big
Kind of
lad.
a rare.
Looks
Yeah.
over the world.
Not a lot of us.
Also, just a favor, and I'm going to pull out a gold. Don't tell him we're looking for him if you happen to see him or his acquaintances.
Let's taps the gold and slides it off the table into his lap. Never saw you if they ask.
Thanks.
Will they be asking? We'd like.
They
their-
shouldn't.
Okay,
They
don't
shouldn't.
just try not to bring trouble into.
No. I would never.
I would hope so. Did we discuss the matter of the security deposit? We have 3 rooms for a week. Just incidentals, damages.
Sure. And I take another 3 gold. Half the price of the rooms, right?
Works for me. So you can have it back when you check out. Assuming there's no damages.
Perfect.
Enjoy your stay. Welcome to the Bustling Shrub. Welcome to Korth.
Shall we head down to our rooms?
Where's it up? Said stairs, but he
down.
never said up or down.
I said down. I said down.
Oh, okay.
Down 2
Well, then-
floors.
Yeah. Because remember, it's like a mound. Shaped like a mound with a little shrub statue on top of it.
There's no up to go to.
No up.
Perfect.
You do actually see a number of like skylights over each table. Very naturally lit. Very, very homey, earthy. 'Cause when I said a hole, you guys might be thinking like a dark, dank hole in the ground. But this is more of a.
The green grass goes all around and
A
around.
hobbit hole.
The green grass grows all around.
No, it was one of the first lines from concerning hobbits in Lord of the Rings.
Right, so
Uh,
let's head down to our rooms.
And when we get down
Um,
there, I'll go in to Bauer's room with him. Hey, Aldi, you probably want to chat this one out with us if you're sticking around.
Yeah.
Each room
Also
are
added.
cozy, kind of smaller rooms. A small bed and a chair with a little writing desk in each, but not really a whole lot to it.
Are they?
You're gonna
They're
Play
big
hell
people
fitting
sized?
in this hour.
Yeah, they are normal size for
Okay.
the beds are. It's just kind of
Oh.
a smaller room.
Okay. So that didn't take long, did it?
No, I'm pretty surprised.
I mean, it's great though.
It is a little concerning that I would assume he's with bodyguards, maybe.
Could be. Oh, Aldi, this is the guy Bauer's been looking for a while.
Yeah. This guy, he framed somebody who's pretty dear to me, and I need to find information why or what he did to at least get him out.
Understood. Are we just finding information, or is this going further?
Kind of what we're
I don't-
talking about. What do you think?
I don't
Bauer?
know. I don't know. I mean, we know he's connected to the Night's Eye. Aldi, do you know anything about the Night's Eye?
Do I know anything about the Night's Eye?
No,
Probably not.
They would never want to even
Yeah.
cross paths.
I didn't think
Are you
so.
are you talking about the moon?
No, not quite.
Ah, literal. Okay.
They are a group, a cult. They've had assassins. Anyway, this Melrose, he's doesn't necessarily work for them. He's more of a middleman, from what I've heard. Doing some light recruitment, using them for jobs. They are known as potentially like an assassin's guild, and that's about as far as I know.
Mercs.
So we're messing around with assassins?
They're mercs
Well,
at best.
I would say, I mean, I'm not gonna try to lie to you about it. I mean, they have assassins.
Their faces melt just like everybody else's.
And
That's true.
are they hunting for you?
Debatable. The one definitely is.
So
Whether or
yes.
not it's the whole cult, I don't know, but one for sure is. And actually, I take that back. The whole cult is probably, yeah, they are.
Great. Found some great people to follow. Well, I'm sure if they're hunting for you, then by now they may have information on me anyway. So
Maybe not. I mean, it's entirely up to you. I don't want to divulge any more information if you're not wanting to stay. I can't say whether they do or they don't have information on you.
well, I'm here anyway. So
Okay.
You saved my life. I can try to return the favor at least once.
Yeah.
They won't be looking for us by the time we're done. About Melrose. You just want his information?
For now, I would like information. I'd like to know a little bit more about his business, how he knew Neck, why he potentially betrayed him. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
So it sounds like information at least. And if it goes south, it goes south. So maybe not.
Well,
Maybe here is not the spot to execute.
No, but I mean, we could gather intel. He doesn't. If he's not that close with the Night's Eye, and he doesn't have Night's Eye guards, I mean, he doesn't know about me.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
As far as I know.
We don't even know who the half elf that he's traveling with is. Don't know anything about her. Maybe
Right.
she's with the Night's Eye.
And
I don't know.
that's
Does he have a handler?
what I'm worried about. Where there were guards, maybe it was a meetup with the Night's Eye that he was here.
Or maybe he's trying to put more people in queue. That seems the most reasonable to me, right?
More. So as far as we know, Melrose isn't a part of any of that, right?
Not that you've run into yet, but you know he's at least adjacent to an organization that
Knows about it.
knows about it and has connections to it.
Right. So I mean, as far as we know, he's not a part of the Huron thing. The other guy I think you're thinking about is I don't know if I can say his name or not, but Moldy.
Oh, I have them mixed up.
Yeah, I know, Aldi. This is a lot to take in here.
He's knee deep in it now. If he's in danger like the rest of us, he deserves to know everything straight up and plain.
Oh, fine. I was in prison for 10 years. Guy that I'm trying to help is the guy who basically saved my life in prison. I call him Neck. I was at one point marked by a person that I didn't know. This particular used to be a tattoo, now it's just a smear. I am okay with the smear. And his god put the smear on it. This is kind of like a pyramid scheme in a way. If I marked someone to put my name further in line, there was a whole queue. If I got down to the number 1, I was dead. I got down to number, I think it was 2 or 3, and then that is when List did me a pretty big solid. So hence why my number is now, I mean, it's legible barely, but it's in the negatives. So my current goal is obviously to stay alive, but it is to help out List and get stronger and potentially combat those falling prey to Huron. And then Melrose. Oh God, there's so much. Okay, so Melrose is the guy who framed Neck, who is in jail, or in prison rather. He framed him. I never got the information out of him. He always kept it pretty close to himself. And then we found out Melrose has connection to the Night's Eye, which is bothersome because I may have killed my dad, which is why I was in prison, and my twin brother didn't really like that, and he's now a part of the Night's Eye and hunting me specifically because I got out of prison. Yeah, that's kind of the sporadic notion of it all.
The Cliff Notes. Man, I forgot how much that makes my head hurt every time you try and explain it.
Yeah, and Aldi's just sitting there kind of going, oh, okay.
You know what? And there's also something that sticks out in my mind. I was talking to, we never got his name, the guy at the Hardforge, Seeker.
Seeker's a good name for now.
Well, it was called the Hardforge Seeker. It's fine. He said these powers don't come from nothing. And when I was marked, my mother was taken. I think that was potentially the price. Now, I don't know if she's actually gone or not. But that might be another endless. I just want to own a goddamn bar.
Well, to get you dug out of this, and maybe that's where you end up.
So, just so I understand,
Uh-huh.
you killed your dad. You killed your dad and ended up in prison. Some guy betrayed your friend, and then a god or something put its hands on you, and now the assassins are after you.
No, but yes. It's very close.
I thought I had some messed up shit.
And that's not including the shards.
Maybe we cross that bridge when we get closer to it. I think, for all these brains about to explode as it is.
We can
Yeah,
also time lapse and just you guys can out of character give Spark notes, and we'll say that you just take a couple hours to really fill all the in on everything that's going on.
Actually, this was terrifically helpful for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah. So yeah. So basically, the guy that I'm helping in prison, he was there before I was. I was getting the shit kicked out of me because I was the new guy. He stepped in. He helped me out. He even bribed a few of the guards to help me control these powers that I was very fresh to. Yeah.
And that's Neck or Nick?
Well, his real name is Aznek. I always called him Nick because of,
Yeah.
Also a part of this tattoo, the person that marked me, he basically, if I say his name, I'm dead, which is why everyone has a nickname.
Ah, okay, now that part makes sense.
It's kind of a habit because I know his name now, but everyone just has it anyway. Yeah.
All right, well, just need to know what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, it would be helpful if we knew what we were looking for. As it is currently, I mean, I would have to say the shards are above my personal endeavors, but
Not going anywhere. We know where at least 2 of them, maybe 3 of them are.
Well,
And
let me. With the assassin that's after your twin brother, you said. So a purple skinned tiefling.
No, human. So my my father, or maybe it was my mother, I'm not sure. One of them made a deal to conceive children, and the deal was they were going to take the firstborn son. We ended up with twins. I ended up coming out looking like this, well, my brother, human. Part of maybe the magic used to create us. I don't know.
Okay.
So, yeah, looks exactly like me.
To clarify, Aurel, I think that's, unless you were filled in off screen, that I think might be your first time hearing that aspect of Kai's backstory.
I've seen Isaac, haven't I?
I think so, but I don't know
Isaac,
that.
but I don't think I ever divulged that there was a deal made.
No.
Right.
I'm just taking it in then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so still looks like you just not purple and no horns.
Yeah.
Got it. I can look for that.
Okay. We'll say, getting settled into your rooms, talking for a while. There were probably more questions and back and forth and stuff. So we can say this took maybe a couple hours. Adding in like settling in and unloading your stuff, getting all cozy.
I'd say when we're kind of getting cozy in our own rooms, Alder will go into his room and just open up his pack and take that fruit out that's in there and just kind of look at it for a little bit and examine it. And then
it doesn't seem wholly changed. Kind of the soft skin, it looked very much like a stone fruit, like a large nectarine. But those black veins, that kind of greenish, just tinge to it, that wrongness exuded by it. You can tell on something that shouldn't change just by its nature, seeing these veins spreading across it. It unnerves you a little.
And I'll just put it back in the bag at the bottom and tucked away in a nice little spot.
Anything else anybody's doing in their rooms?
Kai is going to go over his brewing stuff and just kind of make sure everything's in tip-top condition. That's about it.
Yeah, that's you buff out a few dings and scratches that it might got moving around. Like bag of holding doesn't fully eliminate motion, just mostly. Things still shift around every now and then.
O'Relton will set up his augury in his room and place the censure handle down in the center of the room, get on his knees, and cast augury to talk to List. And the question I'm going to ask is, she only gives good results, bad results, or nothing, or good and bad results. And the question I'm going to ask is, what would the result be for a confrontation with Melrose and his posse in the inn?
Setting the sensor down, it kind of begins to spin a little bit. Very faint. It's not doing the full shadow puppet thing that you've seen in the past. Because I think that's a different aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
But it still gives these vague shadows cast. You see some look like flames. The kind of shaded outline of people running and moving, kind of a chaotic jumble is thrown out. You feel as though if you get this sense that's a little good, a little bad, and then it kind of settles in the middle. Like almost as though it's shifting perspectives, like from this like certain people good, other people bad.
Okay. I'll take what can be gleaned and clean up, and go back up to the tavern section, find a dark corner, order a beer, and just watch people walk in and out.
Okay. And it's gotten a little bit busier. Like we said, it's been a while for you guys to settle in and talk, get up to speed.
I was gonna say after a point, Kaya would as well go down and goes and pops squat over by Elton. You think we should have invited Aldi down here?
I don't know. Maybe he's getting his rest. Not doing anything exciting. He'll come up when he's ready.
Sure.
A little bit
Do
of
you
time
think-
goes by, and you realize that after a few minutes, the tavern keeper has kind of like subtly been like looking your guys' way, and when he realizes, or Elton like probably catches your eye, like when he realizes that you see him, he like flicks his eyes to the like opposite corner from you, where I see there's two figures kind of sitting. It's very similar to you. They found kind of a shaded corner that are kind of hunched over food and drinks.
Are they like cloaked, or can we make out who they are?
So there is the one with their back to you. You can tell is a tall, kind of lithe elven woman, and she's sitting across, and you can't make out details on his face, but a human, a man, a little bit squat, just bulky, like he's kind of resting his arms on the table, head down, eating, and not like bodybuilder, but just like lean, squat muscle.
I think there's your friends, Bauer.
From where I'm at, can I see any like sigils or anything that potentially might show like they're part of Night's Eye?
Give me a perception check.
Well, that'll be great. Oh, 17.
That is great.
17. There's no apparent sigils, but as the woman shifts, you do catch a glint kind of underneath her traveling cloak. She's not hooded; her hair is down, but you catch a glint of steel, the handle of a short sword that's strapped kind of across her back, and a slight bulge of a crossbow at her shoulder. And you think from the way that the guy is sitting, he's similarly equipped.
Well, can't tell if they're Night's Eye, but they're definitely armed.
Yeah. I don't think it would be in our best interests to engage here, but I don't know where else to find them.
I mean, if we're just talking, but the problem is if they are Night's Eye, they might be looking for us.
That's true. You want to maybe just come up with an exit plan and you can go chat?
Well, maybe.
Alder, it'd probably be about at this point that you came upstairs.
We could potentially send Alder, or I can also change myself.
We could ask Alder.
Well, right. I mean, I still hold on, and I'm going to step off to the side to where. Is there a spot where potentially no one could see me? If not, I'd go down into my room and.
Yeah, you'd have to go down into your room. The room up here is kind of a large open space, unless you try to like go back into the kitchen. But that would attract more attention than just going downstairs.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go change.
And I'll end up, I guess, walking over around that time and just sit down with Overelton.
I'll just fill in. We're gonna that Bauer's gonna go talk to them.
Yeah, then I'm going to use disguise self.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come back up and I'm gonna sit next to him. Looking completely different. It's me. Oh yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Alder, he doesn't know what I can do.
Fair.
I mean, but how do you think I should broach this?
How would you talk to strangers at a bar?
Just go up, try to be chipper with them. I mean, try to make friends, maybe.
Make a friend, shake a hand, buy a drink.
Sure. All right.
And as he gets ready to walk away, I'll shake his hand. I'll reach out and shake his hand and be like, "It was good meeting you too." And I'll say that kind
Yeah.
of loud.
And then he's gonna go over to the bar for a second. Let's do 3 drinks.
Of course, any preference on what it is? That's do you need a room as well?
No. I'm okay.
Fine. That's ale, wine, stronger spirit.
Let's do a stronger spirit.
Right. How short you want your night to be?
Yeah, dealer's choice.
I'll aim for something in the mid-range. He reaches underneath and pulls out 3 small glasses, not a little bit bigger than shot glasses, and just fills each of them about halfway up with a dark, like not molassesy, but syrupy liquid. The smell kind of washes over you. Does have that kind of like burnt sugar, sweet, like caramel smell. It has the texture of like a thick cough syrup.
Perfect. And how much?
Those are silver apiece.
Perfect. And he will give him 4. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Generous
Taking
guest.
that out. And then he's
Enjoy
gonna
your
go,
wizard's folly.
Thanks. He's gonna go walk over to the 2 people sitting at the desk. Apologies for my intrusion. I'm new here.
Not accepted.
And-
Please leave us alone. The woman just kind of raises her hand, and the man like kind of shoulders further into his food and is just eating.
Well, I mean, I figured you might be the folk interested in money, but what do I know? And I'll go to step away. Oh, and then turn around. These are for you anyway.
Like that. Make a persuasion check.
Dirty 20. If it's apparently not coming up. There it is.
Dirty 20. The elven woman, she looks at you. You realize she has like no sclera. She has bright blue eyes that extend, like her irises extend all the way back. She looks at the drinks. That was rude of me. Sit.
Sure.
Drink yours first.
Not a problem.
And
Down
right, the one, whatever one you grab, like before you do, she puts her hand on it and slides one of the other ones at you. That one's yours.
No problem.
Make
Yeah.
a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. Oh, that's good. 25.
25. Yeah, it has this thick like coating feeling where it like lingers in your mouth, like one swallow is not enough. And it is bitter, but it has that again like burnt sugar sweetness, like after you've chewed on like a butter caramel. That just like lingers and you have to swallow a couple times to like fully cleanse it, like get it out of your mouth.
We're going to want an ale with that. Hold on. I'm going to go back and
Say
go grab a couple
we'll
ales.
say a silver piece for 3 ales.
Sure.
Um,
Bring him back to the table.
she's still holding the one you handed her. The other one that was at the table is empty. And the guy who has kind of gone back into his shouldered position is kind of like smacking his mouth.
There.
And as he's like, thanks, begins drinking it. And she Kind of just like running her finger along the rune of the drink.
So, you here for business or pleasure?
What we're here for is my business.
Fair
What
enough.
are you here for? You're passive, saying we're not interested in money. The oldest boy in the book. What do you want?
Well, you look like you're strong individuals. I might be interested in hiring someone of special services.
What kind of services do you think I offer?
Well, I don't know. Hence why I'm here to talk. You look like capable individuals.
Oh, Relton, it's at this point you and Alder both see there's another figure similarly dressed that walks in, looks over at them, and then just continues to walk past and sits just a couple feet behind Kaya.
Do I
What does
notice
this individual look like?
He's another human male. This one's very tall, very thin, to the point like thin enough that his cloak does nothing to conceal that he has the sword at his hip and a crossbow at his shoulder. And he sits. He's got a close cropped dark beard. He does not look anything like Gaia, but he's also not a dragonborn. And he kind of sits and like motions to the barkeeper, like taps the table for a drink, but is clearly like side-eyeing over his shoulder, watching what's going down behind him. Kai, give me another perception check.
Yes, because I'm so great at these. Natural 16.
Yeah, so you would pick this up as well.
Okay.
Without turning, you're not sure exactly how close he is behind you. But you did like see him come in, caught a glimpse of him, and heard like a stool move a few feet behind you.
Okay.
If you're trying to contact me directly, I can let you know this. I'm outside the range of what you're looking for. Not saying you couldn't afford me, but I don't negotiate prices. The
I see.
individuals I work for contract me directly. Talk to them if you seek to hire my services.
And apologies if this is a little forward, but who might that be?
That's not your business, unless you can find out. I reckon
Perfect.
you go to one of the other local taverns. Locals hang out. Find some muscle amongst the populace. Thank you
I
for the
see.
drinks. And she tosses hers back, sets it down, and then just drains the beer that you set in front of her. Wizard's Folly. They call it that because they can't take their poison.
Well, I appreciate your time. Also, a round of drinks for their friend, and I'm going to point behind me.
Cocks her eyebrow at you. Tavern and Kia goes, try add it to your running tab. Nods and brings him a Wizard's Folly with a ale chaser.
Just to keep up appearance, I'm going to go to a few other tables. Talk to them a bit. I'm going to go on the low side and like start doing like Bud Lights. To
You don't want to run up a
keep
big
pace.
tab. We'll say, yeah, dropping the price and everything. We'll say that, including the first guy's drinks, you run 2 gold.
Okay.
Just essentially buying drinks for the majority of people in the tavern.
Yep. And then, and it's more to like keep myself from getting absolutely hammered.
Yeah. And then Alder or Elton, while he's to make it look good, he's probably going to have to spend a good 20, 30 minutes just mingling with people. Is there anything the two of you would like to get up to?
I would just that guy that came in, the really tall, skinny one. When he goes to grab his drink, I just want to see if I can notice any like funny business with his hand, like if it seems to grasp, like I guess like a disguise kind of thing, like if I can.
No, look for that specifically. He grabs onto it. He does not seem to be disguised or anything. At least not with any illusion or anything like that.
Right.
I don't think I would do anything. I think I'm just keeping watch in case something goes tits up with Bauer.
Okay.
And after a little bit, he's going to make his rounds. And then instead of going downstairs, because he doesn't have a room, he's going to walk out and he's going to find a good secluded spot, drop his disguise, and then
like just like kind of around the corner. That's up to the city wall. But this inn is kind of built against drop your disguise.
And then I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And
that
then
allows you to make a stealth check with advantage.
Yep. And then I am going to, at that point, I love this. I haven't even used a spell slot yet. I have so many like one-use things. Then I'm gonna, so I have invisibility. I'm gonna sit and wait by the door for it to open, and then I'm gonna make my way in and go back downstairs.
Just another minute or two goes by. Give me your stealth check.
Well, that was the first one, which is 18. Second one, whoa, glad I got advantage. Granted, that was the first one anyway. 18.
18. Orelton, Alder, you two are welcome to make perception checks as well to see if you notice.
Natural 20
16.
for 29.
Wow.
Okay. Alder, you notice two things. The first is behind kind of two tottering gnomes that are already kind of drunk that walk in, a shimmer of an invisible figure who walks in and starts making their way one step closer to their destiny, which is the stairs leading down to their room, who you, with your infinite wisdom, assume to be Kaya. The other thing you notice is the elven woman who, as soon as he like crosses her peripherals, she like snaps to the side and recovers, like puts her head back down. And she leans forward and whispers something before settling back and continuing to cradle just the drink that she has as she and her companions finish their food.
I'll just over to Orelton, just saying, well, I think we may want to check our rooms for a sec. I think I've got something down there for you.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll start heading down, and just when we get down, like out of earshot of anybody, I'll let Orel know. Kaya's down here. He walked in invisible, it seems.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they know.
They? The elf woman?
Yeah, the elven woman. She seemed to capture him walking by.
Good to know. Let's track him down first.
Were you planning on
room?
staying downstairs, or would you guys bump into each other as you came back upstairs, not invisible?
So I would have been downstairs. I mean, I imagine they would have come down fairly quickly.
Yeah.
I would have gone into my room, obviously, when the hall was clear. And then I would have walked out as if I was going to go upstairs and have a drink.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys probably catch him as he's like coming back out of his room.
and I'll just back in the room.
Oh. And back in I go.
And we'll just follow him in and close the door behind us. It was a good trick, but she spotted you.
Damn it. I'm assuming you saw me too then.
Yeah.
Worked that well in the past. Okay. Should have just dimension doored. Okay. Well, I think unfortunately, I think our gold was wasted here. We're gonna have to find a different tavern.
Bummer.
If they... Oh, damn it.
Did you,
All right.
did you learn anything?
They're Night's Eye. At least not directly, but I mean, chances of... basically, their exact words were, I was looking to hire someone capable. They said I needed to talk to someone else that would... Basically, they don't hire directly. They go through someone else. They're told what to do.
Talk to their handler.
Talk to their handler. Exactly. So chances of them being Night's Eye are high.
Safe to assume, I think, that they're with Melrose then.
My cover's already blown. Damn it.
No, they didn't see you. I don't think.
Well, I mean, if she can maybe see invisibility, or maybe she caught us, it's hard to say.
Maybe she heard a footstep.
Alder, let's make a retroactive insight check here.
Natural 20 for 29.
No
He
shit.
did not see through his invisibility. Her reaction was just like a trained instinct to catching, like seeing that something was invisible. Very, very similar to you. She's just perceptive and picked up that there was somebody invisible and went on alert.
Gotcha.
It wasn't so much. She didn't just see right through the invisibility or the illusion or anything.
It was like she heard a third step or a third set of footprints. Okay.
You got a natural 20. It's almost like she has a blind sense.
Gotcha. I don't think she saw who you are, but she knew you were there. It was the way she reacted.
Okay.
It was instinctive. So I don't think that trick's gonna work on her.
Okay. So then maybe we don't have to leave, but I wouldn't try to divulge any. I wouldn't. Yeah, we're gonna have to stay away from them. We have to play this smart. They're on alert. I don't think there's anything else we can do. At least, at the very least, for a few days.
Do you feel safe staying here?
I mean, safe if you're certain that it was more of a sense than a sight thing, then I'm okay staying here. I'd rather stay here.
I think if it was a sight thing, her eyes would have stayed on you longer. It seemed more of a reaction.
Best way to get info on Melrose is to be close to him.
Okay. We just need to be careful. You said there are adjoining rooms, so like we don't have to go out into the hall to see each other or anything
You guys,
like that?
so you guys actually have the whole floor. Like you came down and it's like a little excavated, less a hall and more like a round pocket. And there's the 3 rooms, and the stairwell like continues down to the next pod. But your 3 rooms are the only 3 rooms on this floor.
So, like, are the stairs like their own thing, or they have to go through?
Yeah, they go.
To
The stairs would go through, like the center of your space to get to
So
the next one.
if we left our doors open to, like, say, alert each other, the people that came down the stairs would see into our rooms.
See right into your rooms. Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Right.
It's almost
Yeah.
like it's like a tunnel shaft going straight up and down with the stairs that run through, and then
Okay.
like 10 feet surrounding the stairs in a circle, and then the 3 rooms.
Yeah, I think it'll be better to stay, at least for information purposes. We'll just have to be careful.
Okay.
So if not them, then straight to Melrose. Figure out where he hangs his hat and go talk to him directly.
Maybe. I mean, he might be gone. Hell, he could be their handler. We don't know.
Could be.
The tavern keeper did say it's been 3 or 4 days since he last saw Melrose.
No, he could be just
didn't-
long gone.
He didn't say the frequency with which he saw them, did he? Like it wasn't a daily thing?
Yeah, no, he just said that Melrose has been gone for a while, but he was staying here, and the people he was traveling with have stuck around. The 3 that Kai was talking to.
Post up here for a few more days and see what we see, maybe. Maybe get some word around town. Maybe someone else has seen him.
Yeah, maybe we ask around town and camp out this spot in case he does come back. I got a little bit of research I'd like to do anyway in the meantime.
What do you think, Aldi? You're a part of this?
Yeah, I just, I mean, you're more familiar with the assassins than I am, so I guess if sleeping closer is safer.
I'm
Since
just
we're
worried
talking
that-
about... Sorry, Bauer, go ahead.
Well, I mean, you're pretty confident. I am a little paranoid that maybe she did clock me. I don't know, but it's probably paranoia. But either way, I still think it's better to be here.
I agree. Since we're talking about goals while we're gathering information, I've asked you once, but I'm asking you again. Are you just hanging out, Aldi? You came to the big city for something, right?
Just looking for some answers. Grandfather got sick on something that he shouldn't have. So,
Well, I do happen to be an expert when it comes to uncovering unknown things. Care to divulge?
you know, my people, the druids of my family, we've been around for a long time. And he ate from our tree. And every druid before him has never had the effects that happened to him. He aged very quickly and unfortunately died.
Same tree, same fruit.
Same.
Rapidly aging fruit. Sounds like research is in your future too.
What I'm hoping to find. And maybe that witch is somebody that I do need to talk to. That can wait a little bit. It's nobody else is obviously touching that until we have answers. So
Your grandfather's still alive?
no, he's long gone.
No.
But nobody else in the community or my family will be eating from the tree until we know. So
About what
I
time
have
is it?
You're probably at like 10 o'clock at night now.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna keep my post up. I don't know what the other two are doing, but I'm gonna keep my post up in a dark corner of the upper room, just sipping on whatever wizard's folly they want to bring me.
You go upstairs, and the other tables cleared out. The individuals, and the bar keep like trying to get your attention. Like, come on.
I'll go over to him.
We talked a little bit after you two went downstairs. I normally wouldn't do this, but it sounded weird. It sounded odd. I wrote it down. And he pulls out a slip of paper and slides it to you. See, it doesn't make any sense, but...
Oh.
And it's 3 lines. Says, the sparrow refuses to dance under the moon. It will whisk him away in starlight. The rose will prick if we stumble in this. The next line says, why fixate on the sparrow? We've a myriad of feathers to collect. Let's forge ahead. And the third line, in this pursuit, curiosity is discouraged unless you invite the eagle to hunt himself.
Hmm.
Do you speak thieves' cant?
Great question.
No.
I do not.
Then you're not sure what it says. You can take some. You can infer, but I can't just tell you.
Sure. Yeah, I can take a stab at that. Great.
Damn, too bad Raven's not here.
It sounds
Huh.
odd.
I appreciate you
Gives
letting me know.
And he hands you another drink. Someone's in the house.
Appreciate it. Instead of sitting at my post like I was going to, I'll walk back down and relay all that information to the other two. That's probably you, right?
Hold on. What now? Do you still have the paper?
Yeah, I'll just hand the paper to you.
I know thieves can't.
You know thieves can't. The target doesn't want to come with us. We'll pick him up tonight. The boss won't be happy if we screw this up. Why does this target matter so much? We have a dozen others to pick up after this. Let's just move on. We don't ask questions unless you want the Grandmaster to come after you himself.
So I relay that out. It basically sounds like they're going after someone tonight.
Are you the sparrow? I don't think they saw you, right? So it's got to be somebody else.
So it looks like they've already made contact with this person, potentially. It says they
Yeah,
won't come
I guess-
willingly.
Yeah, that's fair. So do we follow in your lead, Bauer?
Without a direction to go, who knows? They're already gone.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of people would they be looking for?
Whoever they're hired to go after.
But I mean, it wouldn't be a simple farmer, right? They'd go for... I would assume.
Well, I at one point was a simple farmer, and they're after me.
You were a farmer?
Yeah.
I have a hard time envisioning that.
Yeah, so do I.
But I mean, were they going after you when you were a farmer? Or after you
No.
did something?
Obviously. Well, I feel like I've done nothing. But my brother, well, I guess I can't say that because it's mainly my brother and then other extenuating aspects. Anyway,
So if we had a way to follow him, Is that what you want to do?
I mean, we almost have to, right?
I don't know. Do we care about this target? Seems like
Garlic.
these two.
Well, we know they have
Whoever.
an interest in. Correct me if I'm wrong. They do have an interest in people that are marked, right?
Yeah. You know how it's directly like connected to Haran, one of the Paxborn that they worship.
And that, you know what? I'm wondering if it's a Smith. Because when
an
we
idea.
walked in there, when I walked into the back, the first thing he said was, "It's not time yet, is it? We should still have more time."
Yeah, he was real close to the end.
I wonder if maybe that's their target. Maybe they're working in link with Haran. I don't know. That seems a little out there, but
Targets do have information.
it's true. Maybe. Wait, they're after the shards.
Are they? How did you figure that? I only know
Because
2 people that
because
are
he-
looking for shards right now.
wasn't Vaden looking for the shards?
Yeah, and the other one's sitting in front of you.
And Vaden's a part of the Ninth Eye.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, you said
More
this-
information is always better than none, and I'll close my eyes and like smoke and shadow starts rolling out from underneath them, and I'll cast see if this works. I'll cast locate object, and I will concentrate on the sword that was on the hip of the elven woman.
Okay, let me pull up the locate object spell.
Like something within 1,000 feet, right?
It's 1,000 feet. Yep.
It's a little range, and they haven't been gone that long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
So I figured now is better than later.
Specific object. Uh. Will, high or low?
Hi.
Hi. You pick up just the faintest, like on the edge, and it is moving in the direction that the forge would be.
If we're going now. And I stand up, and the bench underneath me slides back, and I head towards the door.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, we're on. I cast Disguise Self? Or wait, actually, can I?
Oh, can you?
I cannot, so I cast it.
I don't. I'm
Uh,
not familiar
I
with
mean,
that spell.
okay, but that's your spell.
I'm just gonna pull up my cloak.
Is that a verbal and somatic components?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, stands for
Um,
smell.
Are you guys moving as fast as possible, or
I'm moving at whatever pace O'Rellin is moving.
I'd like to move quickly, but not looking like I'm pursuing something.
okay?
Looking like I have business in this particular area.
In terms of rules, that would be like moving your full movement every turn, but you're not using your action to dash, kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like
So you're
dashing
not-
is like hauling butt.
Yeah. So you're moving, you're cruising. What's your movement speed? Is it 30?
Ye should be. Yes.
Give me 1 second.
I just also like to point out that I'm keeping eyes on the horizon in case I can catch a visual of those individuals.
Let's see. That comes down to they have. Actually, that boils down to they only have like a 3-minute head start by that, so they would have had it was tough. Okay, 3 minutes. That's 30 turns, assuming full boil out. They moving. Speed. Sorry, doing math to see how much time they have to knock something out. Okay. It is at night in the now mostly empty streets of Korth. You guys have been booking it, not hauling, but you're moving. Once you're within 100 feet or so of the Heartforged Seekers, the only building on the street that still has its lights on, and in fact, a very bright light. The forge clearly still running.
In that, since you did mention that like it's dark in the area, I'm gonna cast dark vision on myself so I can see better.
There are some lamps and everything, but that'll help you with like the space between.
Okay.
But at 100 feet away from the Heartforged Seekers, you hear, "Last time. This knowledge is my own. I don't give a fuck what your master thinks, but I won't divulge it, and I won't go with you. If we're doing this, we're doing this." And you hear metal shift inside the forge itself.
I will stand like back right adjacent to the door, as like beginning of a breach tactic. And I will look back at Bauer for a we're going in or we're not.
You're not at the door. You are a ways down the street. This is just you hear this being bellowed from. So you've got a good 2 rounds of full sprint before you're actually like coming in the front door.
I cast Dimension Door and get.
Are you bringing either of these guys with you?
I don't know how many. I think I can only take one with. That might be on my turn, maybe. 2 seconds. I'm trying to find Dimension Door. There it is. You teleport yourself from your current location. Blah 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 blah. You visualize or describe. Blah blah blah. You can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. You can also bring one willing creature of your size or smaller. The creature must be within 5 feet of you to cast a spell. Yep, that's all it says. So I can do one.
Okay.
If I can only do one, I don't think I would. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would, where it's late, recast mage armor on myself, though.
I think if I hear the scraping of metal, and knowing what Bauer's capable of, I will reach out and put a hand on Aldi's shoulder and then reach out with my cape on the other one and swing it around both of us, and I will cast Dimension Door to the middle of his forge.
Okay. I do have a map up just for your guys' reference because there's multiple people. Let's get.
Yes, seeing that, I would cancel my cast to Dimension Door. Fuck.
You guys are going into the middle of the forge. You've seen it, so you'd be able to.
I mean,
so it's
yes.
We can do anywhere within 500 feet. So we don't technically have to see it. We just would have to know where we want to go.
Yeah,
well,
but you have seen it before,
right.
So you know exactly. You know the layout of the forge that you'd be going into. You're just going straight into the middle of the room, or are you going towards the entry?
I would actually, considering I don't know where anybody's standing, I would put myself on the inside back to the entrance. So as if I had just entered.
This. Okay. I'm going to reveal this map.
On me, it says you're currently not hosting a session.
I've got it shown on mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two. Oh shit.
Again?
I had to refresh.
Yeah, I'm loading up again. My internet's been trashed, so.
All right, so my 2 rounds of stabbing have been eliminated. Let's get initiatives from everybody.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
3 in a row, just
That's a natural 20.
okay
Took
for
an
21.
18.
I will go last with an 8.
Solid. To be fair, you didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
Me and
Yeah,
Bauer
you
dimension
just
code,
got-
and you're like, ah!
So we open. The metal you heard scraping was the smith dragging a burning hot like maul out of the forge itself.
Hot.
It's like half welted. There's pretty much just a lump of unhammered steel on the end of a metal rod. And that's what you heard. Across the room, swords drawn. There's the elven woman holding a short sword, and then her crossbow in the other hand, like facing off, and the 2 humans, the one stocky, one lean, on kind of opposite sides that were just kind of leaning weapons out while these 2 spoke. Kaya, you pop into the room.
I'm trying to keep my cloak down.
Okay.
As much as I can conceal myself, I'm going to.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Because of the way this is happening, Kaya and Orelton, your first turn is the actual dimension dooring into the fight. Their first turn is being surprised. Alder, you're the only one that will actually get to go this round, as everybody else is surprised or use their action to teleport.
Woo!
Nice. Before we start anything, I'd just like to point at the time and ask if we'd like to keep going through the combat, or
I'm good with it.
65.
I'm good with it if you
I
are.
think.
no, let's
Yeah.
party.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast summon elemental, and
Okay.
I'll summon a earth elemental.
Okay.
So let me where's the map? Oh, there we go. Cool. Thank you. And yeah,
where do
I'll
you
just-
want him?
I'll summon it right next to the elite assassin, just to the right of her.
Boom. Okay. Which means I have to pull up, because with that, do you control the actions of the Earth Elemental, or do I?
I believe I control it, but yeah, it obeys my verbal commands. No action required by me. If I don't issue any, then it takes the dodge action and uses its move to avoid danger.
Okay. Perfect.
So, and with that, I will have that Earth Elemental use a slam attack
Okay.
on that assassin. The only thing I'm wondering about is it doesn't tell me if it's got any pluses or minuses on attacks.
You slam as a +8 to hit
Okay.
and deals 2d8 plus 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so that's a dirty 20. So, okay, so on this one it says it's a melee attack. Your spell. Oh, okay. Your spell attack and modifier to hit. So it's a +9 for me then.
Okay.
And so
And
it'd
yes,
be-
that
Okay, so it'd be a 21.
hit.
Okay, and then it's 1d10 plus 4 plus the spell's level of bludgeoning damage. Okay. Where's my d10s? There. Okay, so 7 plus 4, so 11 points of damage from that guy.
4. Okay, she is going to use her reaction to uncanny dodge.
Okay.
which she just like jumps and twists, kind of that just scrapes against her. So she takes half damage. You said it was 11 damage total.
Yeah.
Round up to 6. Um, as she turns and she goes, I don't need another drink. Anything else from Alder and the Elemental?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. Surprise, surprise. We're into round 2. Kaya.
Okay. Seeing as we rushed in here, I am going to cast a quicken spell. And I'm going to do mage armor on myself. We lost music. I don't know if that happened for everybody else too.
There it goes. It's back.
I think the song was just fading out.
No, mine's not
long
playing
time.
again. Yep, mine's not playing at all. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just sit here in silence. Maybe I'll just hit play. Does that stop it for you guys, the hosts?
Nope. You're good.
Okay, cool. It brought me right back to you guys. I don't know what happened. Anyway, quicken spell, mage armor. And then I am going to cast hold person. No. First, I'm going to because I did a quicken spell, I'm going to make that person, I don't know if it's disadvantage or if it's a negative. Let me read this. When you use Medica while you're holding a shard, you can momentarily curse a target, choose one ability score. The creature has disadvantage on ability checks or saving throws of that ability. Perfect. I'm going to do that on the elite assassin that I'm looking at. So I'm assuming the silver-haired elf.
Yep.
And I am going to give her disadvantage on wisdom. And I'm going to cast hold person.
Okay.
17 wisdom.
A disadvantage. Remember's an 11 plus nothing.
Plus
She's
nothing. Perfect. So as basically what you'll see is Kai comes into the room, a shimmer goes around his clothes, and then he reaches up and shadows extend from his body and grab onto her.
Okay. That's and she's held in place. She can't move. Her muscles like strain, but her eyes kind of roll into the back of her head, and she is held. Anything else from Kaya?
I can't really move anywhere, so no.
Okay. Or Elton.
This token in the back is the dwarf, correct?
Yes, that is the dwarf.
Okay. As I drop both Alder and my cloak from having come in here, I will pull out shield and censure, and directly engage the assassin. But before I do, I'd like to take 10-foot step around her to kind of buddy up with the dwarf over there.
Okay.
I will cast Vow of Enmity on her, which allows me advantage, and I think I'll just start going ham.
Yeah. Well, you already have advantage because she's paralyzed.
Sure,
if
but
you
when she's
hit, it's
unparalyzed, I'd like to keep it.
If that happens, because let's see what happens when you. So roll the hit first.
Sure.
I don't think you can miss her. That's some really bad rolls.
15. Oh, and
That's
it's
with
advantage. Yes, that's with advantage.
Oh, yeah, your first hit misses.
Okay. And the second one. Ooh, which is a natural 1 and a 16. Not great.
And a 16 is the highest there?
Yeah.
It misses.
Wow.
I was making sure that she doesn't get like a minus to AC.
Being
Maybe she's
paralyzed.
advantaged, right?
Yeah, incapacitated. So incapacitated. Checking this. Yeah, no, you've got a. You just have a bit of teleportation vertigo, and your swings are just going a little wide. Does she get to make a saving throw on her turn, Kaya?
Sorry. Old person. Let's see. Must succeed to paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another saving throw. Disadvantage because
Yep, still at disadvantage.
I think. Let me verify that. 'Cause
Either
that might be a
way,
one-time thing.
yeah, you look at that. She still fails the saving
Okay.
throw, even with the higher of those two rolls. Which comes to the smith, who is just going to step forward, and with advantage, he's going to drop that burning hot ball
End
onto
of my-
her, which does hit, which is doubled. Nine, 14 points of bludgeoning damage with 4 points of fire. And he gets rolled a crit table. Normal crit. Okay. Which moves us to Alder.
So Alder's going to cast Thorn Whip, and he's gonna actually go ahead and hit the assassin on the right.
Okay.
So we'll do that real quick. 26 to hit.
26 absolutely hits.
Is 10 points of damage on that.
Okay.
And that should, I don't know if it matters, but it's all piercing.
Not against these guys. That's yeah, the whip just erupts from the ground at your feet, cracking into him, just like striking into the thorns, digging deep into his chest and shoulder. Kind of pulls forward a little bit. Is that one that moves him, or is it just an attack?
It says covered in vine-like, or covered in thorns, make a melee attack. Oh yeah, if the creature, okay, so, and if the creature is large or smaller, you pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to pull him closer to you?
No, we'll leave him there. That's fine.
Please don't.
No.
I mean, I could take it, but I'm good. And then I'll just have the Earth Elemental take another swipe at the elite assassin.
Okay. With advantage on this.
Okay, those are double sevens for a 16, so misses.
Both miss. Okay. Which take us to this guy's turn, who gonna step forward. And actually, no, he's gonna step here, with the big dragonborn bearing down on his boss. He's gonna come and he slashes his scimitar or his short sword twice against O'Relton. Not good, man. The first one is a 9 to hit.
Negative.
The second one is a 21.
That one hits.
That one hits? Okay. So this is 1d. Yeah. 5 points of piercing damage as it just drives the point of the sword up kind of under your armor into your scales. And I need to make a constitution saving throw.
Okie dokie. 22.
22 does it. So you're only going to take half damage from this. $9 points of poison damage.
All right. Ow.
You realize that the swords that they are wielding have like deep green runes engraved into them. This guy is then going to step up and take 2 slashes at. You know what? No, he actually is going to take a different approach and run out in the street. And he's going to make a crossbow shot at Alder. A dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
Need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me as well.
1,000,000.
Okay. You take
It's 24.
5 points of piercing damage and 8, 12, 15, 19, 8 points of poison damage. That is halved for succeeding.
Yeah, I did have. Okay.
Kai, your turn.
Okay. I am going to quicken another spell. Shit, I'm trying to see what I would have that does things, and all I see is fireball, and that's not a good idea. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna do probably not the best thing in the world, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I am going to quicken a I'm trying not to like go too far with this, so I'm trying to keep it under like 3rd level for my quicken, because I know you said, fuck it, do what you want, but I don't want to do like 2 5th level spells. So
You're welcome too.
no,
That's what
I
keeps
don't
us alive.
like it.
I just want to
don't
point out
like it.
that Kaya is currently fighting 3 assassins, and we know what happens.
I know. That's what
So
I'm
if you
fucking
start-
terrified about. All right, so I'm gonna quicken a. Yeah. I'm gonna quicken a 3rd level chromatic orb, which I'm going to cast at the silvery hair elf. Which I'm looking. Whoops, that is not what I meant to do. That'll be the damage if it hits. Yeah, okay, 27 to hit. I'm going to roll again just in case it's a crit because I get advantage. That is a 22 to hit. So that was 17 points and we'll make that. I like fire, so let's do fire.
That same thing that you saw before, where fire like bursts in front of you before condensing down into that baseball-sized object that gets launched forward, crashing into her. She cannot move, so she takes the full 17 points of fire damage.
Okay.
As it
And I'm
smashes
also
into her
going
unmoving
to
form.
again give her disadvantage on wisdom.
Okay.
And then so I said that was 3rd level. And then I am going to cast Innervation on her, which is a dexterity saving throw, but because she is paralyzed, she automatically fails.
Okay.
And that is 4d8 of necrotic damage. Comes out to a whole 14, which I heal for, but I don't need it. So again, you see my shadows. So there's already one reaching towards her. And then there's 2 more that go and lash out, and they're kind of sporadic, going in every direction, and then grab and hold on to her.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to stay right there.
She's being bound like more and more shadows keep whipping up and grabbing on and pulling her like towards the ground, not allowing her to move, draining her life energy. Orelton.
Orelton, having just taken a hit from the right, Fluffwise will bring shield around this way to guard his flank and kind of unhinge his jaw and just unleash a torrent of acid directly at the elite assassin, which I hope will miss the Earth Elemental and Alder.
Okay, what is the
The Dex
range?
14.
Is it a line or is it a cone?
It's a line.
Line.
Yeah, 30-foot line, 5 feet wide.
I think so. It will either hit the Earth Elemental or Alder.
It's going to be the Earth Elemental.
Okay. If it's a
Nice.
dexterity saving throw, she automatically fails.
Sweet.
Because she's paralyzed.
For 20 points of damage.
Perfect. And then the Earth Elemental for his dexterity saving throw.
Oh, wait. Natural 1, so yep, go for it.
20
I think
points
it's
of damage.
Yeah, it's the same roll. He takes 20.
20, okay.
Okay. Yeah, just this unmoving figure. Her arms are pulled back, and you just drench her in acid. That's skin and armor is beginning to slough off. The lower part of her jaw is sizzling. It is just like the acid steam from her skin below begins creeping up. Anything else you're doing?
That's an action. I'm gonna keep my movement, but let's see if I want a bonus action. I will turn and actually I won't turn. I will unload a hunter's mark into her to kind of speed up this process a little bit.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. That's she is going to try to break free of this old person, which she fails. She continues to be held. The dwarf is with advantage. He misses all of those. Okay. Which takes us to Alder.
Okay. Alder is going to step out the door 1 step and go ahead and do Thorn Whip on Broski out there.
Okay.
Oof. That's a 10. So that'll fail, I'm assuming.
That misses. Yep.
And then I'll just have the Earth Elemental do its thing.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Hits. And that is an automatic crit. I'll roll on the table for your guy.
I apologize earlier. I've come to the realization I've already modified my armor class to have mage armor on there. So, I mean, granted, retrospect, whatever, it didn't really change a whole lot. But 14 is my armor class with mage armor. Okay.
Woof.
Okay.
This is too close for you.
How many points of damage is that?
So it's with a crit, it'll be 16 plus 4, so 20 plus an additional 4, so 24 points of bludgeoning.
24 points of bludgeoning damage. It crashes down like on the top of her head, which causes her eyes to like bulge out. Those blue, like the blue scleroless eyes, pug out. She is blinded from the critical hit. That's
Wow.
she will not be able to see unless a regeneration spell is cast on her within the next 2 rounds. Anything else from Alder?
Nope, that should do it.
Okay. This guy, seeing what's going on, he's actually going to take a step away from Orelton. So if you want to make an attack of opportunity, you're welcome to.
I fucking knew it.
Seeing the shadows that are binding their boss, that hits.
Yeah.
And this is plus an additional d8 on top of this. So 10 normal damage.
Okay.
And wow, 8.
18.
Holy crap! Not celestial. Holy.
Radiant.
What I'm looking for. Sorry.
Boom.
I don't know why I had a
Smashes
brain
into
fart
him.
there.
He still moves forward and is going to make an attack against Kaya.
At disadvantage.
Why is he at disadvantage?
Cloak of displacement.
Okay. That was a natural 20. So
Thank God. Thank God.
the second one with a 14 for 21 to hit.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh wait, 1 sec. No, dirty 20 to hit. I was looking at the wrong guy.
Doesn't matter. That's more than enough.
Okay, so that is if you can make it, where's my d6s? There we go. 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Fuck. I just realized I have 2 concentration spells up.
Oh, you don't?
So
Hold person would have
Hold.
dropped.
So hold on. In my bag, I have a battery that can concentrate for me
Okay.
that we had from last campaign, from campaign 1.
Okay. So currently, Enervation would be the one you would attach to that if we're retconning.
That's fine.
So it will be concentrating on Enervation for you. So we don't have to drop anything. What's your Constitution saving throw?
Con save. I'm looking for my dice that I don't have.
Oh,
Ooh.
+5.
+5, that's 15 then. So and he hit me for 10 piercing.
9 piercing.
9 piercing.
11, 17, 22,
Okay, well that's it's dropped.
8 halved because 15 is the saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I said 28. Half 28, 14. So you're a total of 23 points of damage. So it's a Constitution saving throw to maintain hold person of 12.
Perfect. 15
You-
saved my bacon.
Don't
Okay,
you have to
so make
roll
your-
that?
Make a concentration check to maintain concentration on a hold person.
Yeah, that was poison damage or something like that, right? Or
Yeah. So he made
16
his
plus another
so-
5. So
yeah, just enough. Okay. Second attack. With disadvantage. That was another natural 20
thank God.
for 15.
15 hits.
That hits. We got 7 points of piercing damage. I need another Constitution saving throw.
19 plus 5, so 24.
15 halved round up, so 8 points of poison damage.
So
And then your concentration check just a DC 10. So if you roll 5 or higher, you're good.
yeah, that was 20 something.
Okay, which moves us to the next guy who is 5.
I'm actually going to hellish rebuke him.
Okay,
Reaction.
that is deals damage,
Um,
right? It's not, or is it a saving throw?
Dex save of 17.
Okay.
And I believe he takes half damage if he's half as
dexterity
much on
saving
his
throw.
skill.
That is a 10 on his dexterity saving throw. With evasion, he'll still only take half.
That's fine. Damage is damage. So 7 points of fire damage after it's been halved.
7 points of fire damage. Okay. And then this guy's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He can just skirt around Alder's range. He's going to 2 more attacks against Kaya, trying to get this to drop.
Oh,
That is another natural 20 on my first roll. You get disadvantage
You'd have been dead by now.
holy
for
shit.
17.
That hits.
Oh, and this is fucking saving you because he would have sneak attack if he didn't have disadvantage on the attack roll. 1 sec, I have to check something.
But sneak attack also gives you. You can use sneak attack if
So
you have an ally
it would
within.
actually,
As long as they don't
would
have
can-
disadvantage,
wouldn't it
it
cancel out?
projects an illusion to
So
make you
that'd be
appear
a
to be
natural
standing
20.
in place near your actual location. If you take damage, the property ceases to function until the start of your next turn. So this is a crit because your cloak of displacement
yeah, 'cause
isn't working.
Yep.
I'm
that's
not going to retcon the second crit you would have taken there.
Because I'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
So this is a critical hit sneak attack, David.
I'm dead. Here we go again.
Oh,
fucking
boy.
assassins. My fucking friends.
Listen, AC 14, man, is rough.
Also, look, you chose not to do the 5th level spells.
I need a Constitution saving throw for the poison.
Okay.
A Constitution saving throw.
+5.
Con save for the poison. Plus 5, 19.
19. Okay, so it's half damage, so it's just normal damage on this. You take for 7 points of piercing damage initially.
So, okay, sorry,
It's
one more time.
halved, so 7 points of piercing damage. The poison
points
damage
of
you
piercing.
save against, so it's halved and then doubled, so it's just normal. It's 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 20 points of poison damage. So
27 total.
27, and then a sneak attack.
Wolf.
27.
6, 11, 14, 28.
That is the exact amount of hit points you needed to knock me down.
So Kaya goes down.
You don't have a thing that you roll to see if you have hit points.
I mean, that's fucking over 58 points of damage. Well,
You're good.
You might get a natural 20. On a natural 20, I'll let it.
Well, I last fight you had something that brought you back.
yeah, that was this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aya hits the ground. The elite assassin, the shadows rip back, except for enervation, because Kaya's not the one concentrating on that. We go to Kaya's turn.
Interesting.
Enervation
It
just
does
damage,
require
right?
it requires my action to use it though.
No, but you're incapacitated, so you can't use your action. This, I don't think, has come up in this portion of the campaign for those of you at home, but we've agreed on, and we're allowed to go back on this, because this was, I believe, your guys' idea. I roll their death saving throws without telling them the results.
Yep. Can I Hellish Rebuke before I fall to the ground?
You
No,
can.
I take that back. I already did Hellish Rebuke on the other guy. So.
Okay. Guy's unconscious. Or Elton.
I have to decide. So seeing Bauer go to the ground and having seen this before, and knowing it's probably going to be a repeating problem until we kill these three, he will, instead of swinging the censure at the elite assassin, he will take it and swing it around and around and around, and the smoke starts to emulate from it, and it fills the area, and some of it starts to seep into Bauer.
Okay.
And he and both me and Alder all heal a D4. If I can find a D4 to roll.
Took away my health. There it is.
1 point.
Woo!
Hey.
Woo.
Hey, it
Guy's
has saved
conscious.
us so much in the fucking past.
Yep.
Has hit the ground, and his hood has fallen open. But he's
Fuck.
conscious again.
And that is an action, and it happens every turn. But as a bonus action, I will do nothing. That's all I got this turn.
Okay. The elite assassin comes to, and she kind of looks around, and she takes stock, and
She's
she
blind.
looks. Oh right, yeah, she's
hears
blind.
it now.
She can't. So she's just going to make 2 attacks against O'Relton because she can, and she has blind sight, so she's not worried about that. But it's only going to be. First attack is 3, 1, 12 to hit. I imagine misses O'Relton.
It does.
Second attack, though, is a 12 to hit, which misses O'Relton. You know what? She's going to use her stroke of luck to make her second attack hit. You know, the Buffy that guy anymore. Okay. So she can't sneak attack, but it does hit. I need a Constitution saving throw for the poison.
23.
Okay, so you take 7 points of piercing damage and 10, 19 to 26, 13 points of poison damage. That is after it's been halved.
Okay. Those guys are rough.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, when Kai is on the ground, he's still pretending to be down.
Okay.
Plain dead.
Yeah. Smith makes 2 attacks at a natural 1 and a 3, so he misses. No longer has advantage. Alder. Really quick, Kai, give me a performance check.
Sure. 30-20.
Dirty 20. Yep, that's anybody who wants to can make insight checks to see if they know that Kai is still up. One of the assassins, Kai, you notice his attention has shifted to the rest of the fight, but the other one's still just looking down at you and just shakes his head.
Fuck.
Okay. All right. Well, I can tell that Kaya is awake, and alive. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Produce Flame and throw it at the nearest guy to me. For a 13.
13. This guy, closest one to you. This one misses.
Thick. That's what I needed. And I guess my Earth Elemental will go ahead and hit the assassin.
Okay.
Does Blinded have anything? It only does disadvantage, right? It doesn't do advantage on anything, right?
It would normally be advantage, but she has blind sight, so
Gotcha. So just one.
yeah.
Fuck me running. 14. So that's probably not gonna
14
do it.
misses.
And just making sure I don't have anything on my bonus action. Actually, for my bonus action, I'm going to cast my Wild Shape.
Okay. What shape do you shift into?
I had a question about this. It says that my Wild Shape can be anything with a challenge rating of 3.
Okay.
And as far as beasts go, we said it was like anything I've seen, right? That's kind of
Yeah.
what we were going with. Okay.
In your character's life,
Right,
considering we've
right.
only had like 2 sessions with Alder.
Right.
And all you've seen is a giant centipede thing.
Although,
Hello. That thing was a much higher CR than 3.
I'll just turn into the dire wolf, and then move forward to try to stand next to Kaya, between the two broskies. So we'll just come here.
Yeah. Okay. You move up. This guy. He's going to eat the attack of opportunity if you'd like to make it. As he's going to step up into range with the Relton.
technically they can both take one, right?
Yeah, that's I'd be able to as well.
I'm looking.
Guy, do you have Warcaster?
That's what I'm looking for. If I don't have Warcaster, I ain't even gonna try.
Yeah, bite his ankles.
I don't.
Prone, very stabbed. Yeah, without Warcaster. I mean, you can go for it. You can try. But nah.
I'm still playing dead. I don't want
Oh,
him
good
to
choice.
stop and turn around. So I ain't. Nah.
But
He gets bit by a wolf.
apologize. What did you wild shape into? I'm so sorry.
A wolf. Dire wolf.
A wolf? Okay.
Yeah. So I'll roll for that. And that would be a 23.
23 absolutely
like that.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that'll be 4 points of damage. And they're knocked
Okay.
prone.
Okay,
Oh.
he's knocked prone. He's going to spend half his movement to stand up and then finish his
Okay,
5-foot step.
Good. Good.
I guess it needed to succeed a DC 11 strength save. So.
Oh, you know what? Let's see, because that might change what he. No, he succeeds. He just hits the ground and instead of going for a round, just stabs Kaya in the face. No, he's gonna step up. He's gonna make his 2 attacks against Orelton. First one is a 23 to hit.
Yep, does hit.
He's gonna make this his sneak attack, so that is 9 points of piercing damage. Plus another 22, so 31 points of piercing damage. And I need a Constitution saving throw versus his poison.
That's Christ. That's about 4 the con.
Yeah, that's a sneak attack.
That was a 15.
15 meets it, beats it.
Great.
Oop, that was the wrong thing.
Did
So
we skip our
half
girlfriend?
of this? No, he just whiffed
Oh, okay.
like twice. So 11 points of poison damage.
Jesus. Relton is looking real rough all of a sudden.
Assassin B is going to turn, and he goes, "You'll stayed in your drinks." This is the lean, tall one.
So wait, so they know that I was shape changed?
Well, he recognizes Alder and Orelton,
Gotcha. Okay.
and so he's talking to he's just from the tavern, saying you should have stayed in your drinks. That is a natural 20.
Yeah. GG me.
No, this one's against Alder.
Oh.
Shit. Okay. Yeah.
57 max damage. He does
Ruh-roh.
not get to crit, or he does not get a sneak attack. Because he's not adjacent to an ally and he doesn't have advantage. Let's see. That is 3, 6, 9 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw for the poison.
+5.
13,
I'll roll
5, 19, or
Good.
18. Yeah, something then
So this
something higher.
is
I cannot find the
doubled.
dire wolf.
This is doubled and then halved, so you take 14 points of poison damage.
14 points of poison damage.
14 points of poison damage.
Okay.
His second attack is a natural 19.
Yeah.
For 9 more piercing damage. And I need another Constitution saving throw for the poison damage.
That's not gonna pass. I'm sure it's a 1 + 5 + 2. So yeah,
1 + 5, so 6 + 2 or 8,
8.
plus 5 for 13, so it does fail.
Oh no, I already added the 5 for.
Oh, you already added the 5?
Yeah.
That is 36 points of poison damage.
Okay, I am no longer a wolf.
That is okay.
Let me just.
He just runs and just stabs this wolf twice in just the side.
So you said 36, right?
Yeah, 36 points of poison
Okay,
damage.
Okay.
Six
he
top
goes-
for everybody else or just me?
Oh, for the music, music's top for me too.
Music's back.
There you go. But after stabbing and you shifting back, he goes, "Boss, we better go." Or Elton.
Everybody is going to heal a D4 first.
That's
4 for everybody.
Wow, you just quintupled Kai's health.
that you did. That you did.
Pentupled? Pentupled.
Well, I was at 1, so technically
1 to
quadruple.
5.
5.
Well, I guess
would
it's
be
bent. Yeah, okay.
pentupled.
But regardless of how much I healed you, I am going to unheal the elite assassin as much as humanly possible.
Okay.
For a 21 total.
21 hits.
And because I'm not feeling real great and I'd like to feel better, we're going to put a 4th level Divine Smite into her, which is plus how many D8? It's a +2 for the first level
then
Divine
it's
Smite, and then up 1 level for that, right?
then one per level, so 5d8. 5 extra
5d8. Okay, so we're just gonna roll normal damage first. This is just bludgeoning. It's going to be 8. Radiant damage. It's going to be 6, and then another 5d8 radiant damage.
15.
For 20. So that's
20,
34 points of damage.
34. She's going to use her reaction to Uncanny
Excuse me.
Dodge.
There's another d6 from Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Which is 6.
6. So that puts it at 40.
40 even, right?
20. She Uncanny Dodges to have it to 20, but still crumples to the ground unconscious. As 20 was the exact amount of health she had. If you didn't have that Hunter's Mark, she was going to go down.
As a bonus action, the shadows stay as she crumples. The shadow of her stays in place, and it just sucks to the assassin next to her and clutches onto him for my bonus action.
Okay.
And
so
I will
moving
take my
Hunter's Mark.
Yep, and I will take my second swing at him. I'm
Okay.
not gonna hit for a 15.
15 misses. Wait. 15 is what it takes to hit this guy.
Great. And I'm pretty done with it. So we're gonna do the exact same thing to him.
Okay.
To do normal damage. Not as great. Is going to be 7 normal damage. 5d8 from the Divine Smite, 1d8 from the weapon, and 1d6 from Hunter's Mark. It's going to be another 34 points of damage.
34 points of damage. All right. That's it crushes in and actually like burns away a large portion of his arm and shoulder. He begins to scream. Is still standing. Anything else?
That's everything except movement, and I don't think I'm going to use it.
Okay. Our dwarf
Actually,
steps
I'm sorry.
forward.
I will use it, and I'll just step around him if I can, between him and Bauer.
Okay. Yeah, our dwarf is going to stay right where he is. He got a natural 20. And with 2d6 plus 5, 9, or is it 10? Yeah. He, plus the fire damage. Yeah, he does well over enough with this slowly cooling half-forged maul just caves in the skull of this other assassin, killing him. Boom. And he's going to step on top of and over the core. No, he's going to stay back there. He's not a fighter.
I think he ended up skipping my turn.
Yeah, he was before me.
Oh, yeah, I must have.
That's all right.
What are you doing, guy?
Well, this changes a few things that I would have done. I am going to.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Yes, I did skip you. I justify my actions as much as I want, but I can't.
I'm just gonna quicken a firebolt. Nothing crazy. And I'm going to try to hit the assassin next to me.
Okay.
Which would be a disadvantage, so give me just a second because I don't think I want to do that. Do I have anything that does touch? Doesn't look like it. So, oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna quicken a mind sliver.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, just subtracting 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn. Okay. So I'm going to quicken a mind sliver. DC 17 intellect.
He does not make it.
Okay. So he takes 11 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
he is going to have disadvantage on, you guessed it, wisdom, and that motherfucker's getting a hold person.
Okay, with disadvantage.
And minus a D4.
Okay, so let's see. Wisdom plus 0 minus a D4 for -2.
Perfect. That motherfucker's held. I am then going to use half my movement to get up and get the fuck away from him.
Okay.
So I got 15. Yep, right there. That's where I'm going.
Fast forward to Alder.
Okay. Okay, so the two up top are dead from one.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So the one assassin that's down below, I'm going to go ahead and cast Erupting Earth underneath his feet.
Okay, he's paralyzed, so I'm pretty sure that one's a dexterity saving throw, right?
Yeah,
Which
Dex
he would
17.
Automatically fail.
Plus a negative, or never mind. Nope, I take that back. I was going to say a negative D4, but it doesn't matter because that's once.
22
And it's
points
Dex,
of
not wisdom, right?
bludgeoning damage.
Okay. The ground beneath him erupts, throwing him into the air, only to be caught by Kaya's shadow, which pulls him back down to the ground, where he crashes on the broken stones.
And that area is now rough terrain, if I remember right. So,
Okay.
yeah, difficult terrain.
Boo. For at the end of his turn, he gets to try to make a saving throw.
Yeah, disadvantage.
Natural 1. So he is still paralyzed. We come back to the top with Kaya.
I need to see because I'm getting real low on my sorcery points here. I'm going to subtly throw a firebolt at him and give him disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
Okay. So you subtly throw that firebolt.
Okay, so that one's a 12, but I have advantage.
You have advantage.
That's not much better. That's 14. Wow, those are
14
both dog
misses.
shit.
That's your firebolt is too subtle. Even he doesn't notice. Whiffs off into the night sky. Anything else?
I'm gonna move a little bit further away. And that's it.
Okay. Or Elton.
I will not so subtly cast Acid Breath at him like I did the previous assassin. And it's an auto hit because of the dex saving throw.
All right.
So, not that great. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. He cannot scream because the shadows wrapping him so tightly that he cannot move.
It's a good combo, that.
The dwarf looks. Just fucking end the boy. He steps forward and he's going to make an attack. That hits. It is an automatic crit. 38 is just a normal crit, I believe. Yep. Him. 26 doubled.
Did your censure go off at the end of your turn, Will?
30.
It should have gone off at the beginning, and you're out of range, I believe.
I'm only 5, 10, 15 away from you.
Yep, you'd be all right. Yep, you'd be all right. D4, though. Please hold.
Only reason why I asked, because I would love to, double.
Max your healing here.
Yeah.
4 to all 3 of us.
That shadowed smoke coalesces and heals you up a little bit, guy, as the dwarven smith steps forward and just with one more blow just caves in the skull of this last assassin, who falls back dead. onto the ground. We leave initiative, and it is here on the now bloodied steps of the Heartforge Seekers that will end this week's episode of Easy Dispel.
Woo. Nice.
We're gonna be back
rough.
Thursday for more games. We'll be back next Sunday for more Easy Dispel. I don't think we have anything else to announce, right?
I don't
I
think
can
so.
think of.
Awesome. Thanks for rocking with me for the extra 13 minutes on top of what we normally do. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you on Thursday. We will see you next week, next time on Easy Dispel.